then came REST API, then came REST API. And to build this REST API, Microsoft has given us two options to us. One is WCF, but developing a REST API with a WCF is very complicated. And the second option what we have is Web API. The second option what we have is a Web API. Okay. Well, we'll see today how to develop a MVC Web API application. How to build a Web API application. Watch, guys. Let me open the studio. I want to create a okay. I want to create a project, naming it as Web API service. New project, ASP.NET web application, giving some name to it, Web API service. Guys, watch. All of you. If you select a empty project, if you guys are selecting a empty project, then we need to specify whether it is a web forms or MVC or a web API, correct? If I select web forms project here, then automatically web forms is selected. If I select the MVC project here, automatically same like that. If you have an option for selecting web API, if you select web API, both the MVC and web API checkboxes are checked. Both are selected. Did you understand me? Means you can build an API, you can build MVC also. What is that? Actually, API provides you data. API provides you data, and MVC application consumes the data. So both will be there. Directly APIs won't run. APIs are consumed. This is what I explained to you in the last class. The architecture I said to you. What is that? Client will interact with MVC application. MVC application will interact with API. API will talk with the database. So both will be there. That's why it has given you both the two options. Okay. So if I select this option, it will add and install. It'll install and add all the references that are required for building an MVC application also, and for building a web API also. Got it or not? If I go with empty and if I select web API, then what happens? It will bring me only references for creating a web API, not for MVC. Okay, I'm showing you like this only. I'm selecting a web API, but MVC cannot be developed there. If you want MVC, again, you require to manually install the things. I'll show you. So let me go for empty and go with unchecking all these checkboxes. Click on the create. What will you see now? API doesn't return any views. API doesn't return any views. Because API doesn't return any views, when you add this project and watch, all of you, have a look. See the architecture. We have app data folder here also. We have app start, and in app start we have what we generally say route config, but here it is web API config, and the web API config it is mentioned. See, the URL pattern is mentioned here. What should come first? Already said in the last class, remember? Afterwards, and you can pass an ID. View names won't be there here. Views won't be there. Understood or not? So API. Guys, just a minute. Hold on, all of you online students. I'm disconnecting once because there's a power problem. I'm disconnecting. 2 minutes. I'll be back again.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay. So we created a web API project. We created a web API project, and the name what we given is web API service. Okay. So when you open a web API project, all of you remember this one, it is going to create you, it is just going to create you, you'll be getting a app data folder, app start folder with a web API config now, not route config, web API config. And see the route URL, all of you. What should come first? To tell it's an API, followed by controller. And here, an ID can be passed as an optional parameter. Last class, I explained all these things to you already. Okay. What next? We have controllers folder, we have models folder. We don't have views folder. Why? Web API doesn't return view. Web API doesn't return a view. What it returns is only data. It doesn't return any views to you. It is going to return only data for us. That is why we don't have views folder here. Is it clear? But if at all I selected web API and MVC checkbox, both are selected, then automatically you will get a route config also, and also you will get a views folder also. But I did not select that. Are you getting me? Okay. Now, by default here, yeah, this is a controls folder. I want to add a API controller now. APIs are controllers only now also. What is it? Not MVC controller. What I want to add? API controller. How to add? Right click. Add a controller. And look, all of you. Here, by default, you have under MVC. Now select what? And now you will be getting an option. Web API empty controller. Same way you can have using NT framework also we can develop now. Using NT framework also, we can just develop a web API controller, web API. Click on add button. Asking for a name, asking for a name of the controller. Okay, I given some name. Let me see. Just a simple name. What I given is test controller. Test controller. Adding the controller. And look at this, all of you. Yeah, all of you watch it. Our MVC controllers will by default inherit from a class called controller. Correct? Web API controllers will inherit from a class called API controller. Understood or not? MVC controllers will inherit from a class called controller, and the parent class is base controller. The parent class is, but here our API controller will inherit from API controller, and for this, if you go to right click and say go to definition, there is no parent class for this now. There is no parent class. So what is the hierarchy you find in MVC controllers? First, base controller. Under that, controller. Under this, our controllers, home controller or something, whatever it is. Or simply say, our MVC control. Now what we have? API controller, and under this we have our API controller. Here it is, our MVC controller. Here our API controller. What is the parent class? API controller. Okay, so watch it all of you. The parent class is going to be API controller. Okay, now we don't have any index methods or nothing. I want to write some methods now. I want to write some methods for performing CRUD operations. CRUD operations. See, CRUD operations can be done on any data source. CRUD operations means it is not like you're required to do it on a database only. You can do it on file also. You can do on file also, any data source. I'm going to show you doing CRUD operations on a list. On a list. Yeah, guys, list is there. I want to add a new element into it. Insert. I want to remove an element for it. Delete. I want to modify an existing element in it. Update. Yes or not. And I wanted to go for deleting. Sorry, I want to see all the elements on it. Select. We can do CRUD operations on a list also. Got the point? So I am going to declare one list. A list of colors. I'm going to declare a list of colors. Okay, how do you declare a list? List of string, some name, colors is equals to new list of string. And I want to use object initializers to initialize this. I want to use object initializers to initialize it. And under that, I'm putting a set of values. Okay, now I'm going to do it. And right now, this is static or non-static? Non-static. Non-static means every instance will have a separate copy. So I want to make it static. Static means all instances will share the same copy now. Yes or not? I'm declaring it as static. I declared a static list here. The name is colors. Now I want to write 4 methods now. What is it? One method to do select. One method to insert, one method to update, one method to delete. Are you clearer or not? Okay, I want to write a method public list of string get colors and see what I'm writing. Return colors. Are you clearer or not? This method is for performing what operation? Tell me. Select operation. This method is to perform a select operation. And what I used here? List. We can use any collection, guys. If you want to make it generalized, INumerable. List is also an INumerable child only. So just like you want to make anything generalized, we say object. Okay, you want to make a action method generalized, we say action result as written type. Action result means anything it can be done. Same here also. If you want to generalize, what you say? INumerable. If you use INumerable, it is generalized. You can return a list anything. Next, look at this. Public string get color int ID. ID is nothing but the index. If you pass 3, I want to return the 4th element now. What will you write? Return colors of ID. These two will do selecting all, selecting single. Last class I explained you do a list to get all the movies from a movies database and to get a movie based on a ID. Okay. So these two are for selecting. Okay, gang. What next? I want to write a method to perform a insert. Means I want to add a color. Are you getting me? Okay. Public void add color. Not void. Did I use void here? Just I used void. Void add color. For this add color, I want to pass a value. What is it? String color. string color. Now what should happen? This should be added to the list now. How do you add, man? Colors dot add color. Array collection. If you want to add a new element to the collection, you're required to call add method now. Okay. Next, I want to write a method for updating a color, removing a color, updating a color. Okay. So public void update color. Two parameters. One is ID. Second one is string. Why ID? You want to update which one here? Which one you want to update? I want to update the green into black. I want to update green into black. Means the index position of the green now. Yes or not? Second one, the new color. How do you update? Colors of ID equal to color. We are assigning a value. It will do an update operation now. I want to do a delete operation. I want to do a delete operation. Okay. Delete color based on the ID. Based on the ID. Suppose if I say 2, means third element should be deleted now. Correct or not? Okay. How do you remove? Colors dot remove it. Remember in the collections classes I explained you, remove it is there. Remove is also there. Remove. You can pass a name and remove. Remove it. You can pass the index and remove. Are you getting me? Okay. Now, how many methods are there? 5. There are 5 methods. Yes or not? Get colors, get color, add color, update color, delete color. Now see, they are the 4 CRUD operations. The first one are to do select. The third one is to do insert, update. Correct now? Okay. Then what you do, to tell this method is a select, write HTTP, HTTP get is a get method. HTTP get. HTTP post. HTTP put. HTTP delete. That's it. I am binding all the 4 methods now. Are you clear what I'm telling you? The first 2 methods are get methods. Third one, fourth one, and fifth one is, you can also do one thing. You can give the method names also same. I can write this method as post, put, delete, and get. If I write the method names as get for these 2, post here, put here, delete here, no need to again decorate with the verbs now. Did you catch my point or not? If the method names are going to be your actions now, no need to use the things. Means if I simply write this method as a delete, no need to write HTTP delete on the top again. Are you clearer or not? See, that's why. See in the notes, see what I have done. Get. Response for get. Select. Again, get only. Response for get. Select with condition. Request with a parameter ID. Next, response for post. Put. See the method names. Delete. You can give your own method names. You can give your own method names and decorate them with the HTTP verbs. Option 2. You can use HTTP verbs only as a method name. What is that? Get, put, post, delete. Okay, now. Okay, fine. I want to execute this now. I want to execute this. Okay, run the browser. Now, how to call this? You are going to give the URL. What is the URL? /API/controller. What is the controller? Test. And do you remember by default, a browser always sends a GET request? You're sending a GET request. We call it a GET request. GET will respond for you, see. XML. You're getting the data in XML format. It is written in your XML data for you on screen. Okay. I want to say /3. 3 means 4. Purple should come. GET request. Basically, to make you understand, I'm showing from the browser. Going forward, we don't call from a browser, guys. We call it from another application. We are going to call it from another. Just for testing, I'm showing you that, sir. Okay, sir. Then how to test method, post method, delete method? How can I test all these things now? Did you understand my question? How can we test all these particular things? If you want to test these particular actions here, you need to use some web debugger tools. You're required to use some web debugger tools. Some web debugger tools are available. We need to use them. One free web debugger tool that is available for you is Postman. It is a part of your Google. It is a part of your Google. You can just simply use that Postman web debugger tool in your applications now. Are you clear? Okay. We have some third-party tools also. What I used in my notes. There's a tool called Fiddler. There is a tool called Fiddler. We can use this also, but this is a paid tool, guys. This is a paid tool. We need to pay for it if at all you want to use the Fiddler tool. The easiest option is Postman. Postman directly in your Google Chrome, you can install it as an add-on. Just open Google Chrome. Postman download. Directly we have signed in with Google option here. Postman is already installed on my machine. Just a minute. Not installed. There is download. Yeah, guys, this is a Postman tool. It's just a free download. You can just create and open the Postman. Okay. New Postman window. What is this? Guys, when you open the Postman, when you just open the Postman here, okay, you'll be finding up an option called as workspaces. Click on it. It just opens a window, and here you can type the URL now. Okay, now, and here you can choose the type of request you want. Get request, post request, put request, delete request, patch request. Like this, we have different options available there. You can choose the type of request you want. Did you understand me? Okay. So guys, have a look. Do one thing first. What is it is? To test this, first, host your application on IES. Host it on, because we want to directly try from the browser. We want to try from the Postman. I don't want an IES Express. I wanted to host it on the IES. You know how to host an IES already? Come on, let's host an IES. Run as administrator. Web API service. Okay. Properties. Web. Create virtual directory. Create virtual directory. Save. Okay. Well, what is the address? Run once. Run once here. You'll get the HTTP localhost web API service /API/test. See the URL, guys. /API/test. Okay, now it's working on the browser. Now I want to test it from the Postman. What request I want to give? Get request. Come on, tell me the URL. HTTP localhost web API service is a virtual directory name /API/test. And what type of request? Click on the select, send, and here you'll be getting the data. And here I'm getting the data is a JSON format. Why? Here the format selected is JSON. If you want to get the XML, you can just choose XML. Like different options are available. How you want to see the output text, and you can choose up the appropriate option. I want to get it in the JSON format. I can see the output in the JSON format basically. Okay. Okay. What next? I want to try like getting a single color. How do you write? /2 means the third color. Great. String value. And here see the status code, guys. 200 means success code. Okay. I want to try a insert. You want to insert something. So what is the URL? That is the URL. And what did it say for insert or update or delete or select? For everything URL is same only. The request type should change. What is the request type? Post is the request type. And now here you'll find body. In the body, you're required to give the value what you want. In the body, you're required to give the value what you just want. You want to give some value now, na? You want to add a color here. Which color? You need to specify the color. Okay, be careful. Select body. And here, just go for selecting the option as form data. Not form data. Raw. Just select the option as raw. What is that? Text format. I want to give in the text format. And I'm giving a color here like a black color. Black. What request am I sending? When I click on the send, basically, you're getting an error. What is it? 405 method not allowed. 405 method not allowed. The requested resource doesn't support post. So what is this 405 not allowed? Why did I get this error? Basically, by default here, Web API provides you 4 options, but IIS supports only get. IIS supports only get. If you want to do post, put and delete, you're required to add one extra setting in the IIS. IIS by default, security, man. It will only show the data. It will not allow to modify the data. Security. Are you getting my point? IIS is an extra layer which is providing the security for you. Restricting what? Inserting, updating, and deleting. Select is not having a problem. You're only seeing the data, not a problem. But inserting, updating, deleting are dangerous. Are you getting me? So IIS has an extra security layer which doesn't allow you to perform insert or update or delete operations. And to resolve this particular problem, you just require to add few statements in the web.config file. Few statements in the web.config file. Come to web.config. And here you'll be finding system. These are web server settings, guys. These are web server settings. And the web server settings will be having some options like remove, add, like there's some options are there. And we need to add few things for providing the support for them. Few things for providing the support for that now. Okay, what should I do is, just a minute, guys. Yeah. First, under the handlers, you just require to add a statement called remove name is equals to webdev. Remove name is equals to webdev. And again, below the handlers, you just require to add one more thing called as modules. And there you should write remove name is equals to webdev module. So these 2 statements should be added in the web.config. Means these instructions are to the web server. And once I give these 2 instructions, it will allow me to perform post, put, and delete operations also. Otherwise, by default, web server supports only get. It's an extra security. Okay, now once run from here, running here is to debug. Sorry, is to build. Running from Visual Studio is to build. You made some changes, na? So just building the changes, that's all. Okay, now again, I'm trying from here. Still, I'm getting the error. 405 method not allowed. 405 method not allowed. First, computer required to make the change. But now why I'm getting this error is, from where are you sending the information? Tell me. Body. You're not sending it as a route. Am I correct? Tell me. But basically, when you write methods here, these are all routes, na? Array, you send ID, this is a route. Earlier also /2, we can, there is a route. But are you sending as a route? Huh? No. To resolve this particular problem, you're required to send another attribute called from body. From body means take this value from the body. And here also, ID will come as a route, but string color will come as a body. So here also from body. The other option is from URL. Default is from URL. What is from URL? Array, giving it in the address bar is from URL now. You're not giving from the URL. See, you're giving the color black. Is it in the URL? No. You're giving it from the body. So that's why we need to add. If you don't give, what is the default option? From URL. So by default, it is trying to take from the URL and the value is not in the URL. The value is not in the URL. That is why it is not working for us. Okay, just a second. Now that error is different. What is it? Unsupported media type. Unsupported media type. What is it? Unsupported media type. Basically, when you're just giving this particular value, when you're giving the value, in what format are you trying to give the value? We should specify that there. In what format I'm trying to give the value, I need to specify there. And the value is given in JSON format. I again repeat, guys, when you're doing, first go to body. After body, here select what? Raw. And here select what? JSON. Are you clear? Okay. So after that, enter the value and 204. What is 204? 204 means created. Status code 204 is created. Sir, no content. Yes, yeah, the method is void. No response. The no content is to tell you there is no response. But basically, this operation has been successful. Shall I preview? How, sir? Go to get request and go for a select. The value is present in the list or not, check it out. That's why I taken it static. Actually, if you go to database, the changes will permanent here. But if you did not go to database now, that's why what I taken is static. Static is accessible to all now. That is why. You got the new value in the list or not? Earlier we have only 5. Now we have 6. Again, come on, try again. Go to post. I want to give the color as white. Click on send. See, anything 200 series is success. You got 201, 202, whatever you got, 200 series means success. The operation is successful. Now change to get request. Click on send. You see the new value. Understood how to test in Postman? First time a little bit confusion, you'll have that's all. But just what to do? Go to the request type, change to post. Now, second thing, here you will be finding none by default, change to raw. And here you'll be finding text by default, change to JSON. And now you can start entering up the values on your own. You can start entering the values on your own. So we tested 2 things now. What are the 2? Get and post. Get and now shall we try put now? We'll try put here. The purple color, which is present in the 4th place, I want to change it to pink color. The purple color, which is present in the 4th place. 4th place means index position 3. I want to change to pink. Okay, now? So go to put here. Guys, index position 3. That should be given in the URL only. What is the value? Pink. That should be given in the body. That should be given in the body. This one in the URL. This is in the body. And click on the send. Yeah, 204 record now. Okay. How to test? Get request, send. Oh, here ID is there now. That's it. Check. Purple is changed to blue now. Pink now. I want to delete the color magenta. Magenta means position. Index. Index 4. You want to perform index 4. Correct? /4. What type of request? Delete. Change to delete and click on the send. Again, go to get. In the application, if you write code for saving the data, the changes will be permanent in the database. I just want to show you what is get, put, post, and delete. That's all. That's why taken a simple array and shown you. Are you getting my point here? But this is not how we do it. We call from an MVC application just to give you an idea about calling that how to use a postman. I just shown you. Did you understand how to use postman? Open the postman. Okay, just you will be getting a new window here for adding a URL. Otherwise, click on the plus, one more window will come. Array, open 4 windows, one place get, one place put, one place post, one place delete. Try to do all the 4 separate tabs now. I done everything in a single tab. Then type your URL. Type your URL. But first, don't forget, host it on IIS and also in the web.config, make the necessary changes. 2 changes, what I said you, make the appropriate changes. Now you can change the actions here and you can try them. If there is any input that should be passed through the body, you should come to the body and here choose raw and here choose JSON and pass the value. String value, just string, that's why you're putting in the double quote there. And that is going to take you the value and do the actions too. Are you clear? We have another tool called Fiddler here. Actually, Fiddler is a trial version. And for my email, the trial got expired. For my email, the trial got expired. If you want, you can try that. Fiddler. Okay. The tool name is Fiddler. I given in the notes how to work with Fiddler. How to work with Fiddler. I just given you complete detailed notes how to work with the Fiddler here, working with Fiddler. You can download the Fiddler. Just go to Google, download Fiddler, and you can try with Fiddler also here if you want. Postman is much easy. Postman is easy. That's why Fiddler is a little bit complex because I don't know tomorrow which tool will be used in your company. Fiddler is a little bit complex. That's why given the complete notes to work with Fiddler. But Postman I did not give. Postman I shown you. Okay. Immediately just go home and try using the Postman. Clearer? Okay. Postman I did not give, but Fiddler I given you the complete how to do all the operations. Testing, post, testing, delete, and what changes you require to make in the web.config file. I copy pasted from here only. Okay, just to do all the changes. Once you do all these particular changes, automatically you can test with Fiddler. Okay, if you feel Fiddler complex, just use the Postman tool. Use the Postman tool. I don't know here what will be used in your company. That's why I'm showing you both options to you. Postman is shown in the classroom. Fiddler I given the notes to you for practice. Is that clear? Okay. So any of the web debugging tool can be used here. Yeah, that's what. My account will get free. No, guys, it's not working for me. Okay, anyhow, you try whatever it is. My company, we are using Fiddler only. That only I'm telling you. Some companies will use Fiddler. In our company, we use Postman only. In our company, what we use is Postman. See, someone is telling in their company they're using Fiddler. I don't know which tool will be used here. That's why I'm giving you an idea for both the 2 tools to you. For Fiddler, a detailed notes is given. Read the notes and try with Fiddler also. Postman is simple and easy. I just shown you how to use Postman. Just try with Postman. Both the 2 things. Okay. This is a small sample application, a small application, what I shown you with a list to show you all the 4. But mainly what I just want to do is, I just wanted to teach you how to do, how to perform these particular operations, interacting with a database, interacting with a. Now, guys, I want to build an API. I want to build an API to perform CRUD operations on the database, selecting, inserting, updating, and deleting. Are you clear? Now, my MVC application will talk with the API, and the API will now perform the CRUD. Why, sir? My MVC doesn't have an access to database now. My MVC application doesn't have access to database. So what is happening? They are providing us the API now and telling call the API, API will do. That's what I said to you in my last class in our company. What said? Our web applications doesn't have access to the database. Our web applications doesn't have access to database. So there is a separate team called SAP team now. All the data is in SAP. All the data is in the SAP. And for our web team, we don't have access to database now. So what the SAP team is doing, the SAP team is providing us some services. And every day, we just try to call those particular services in our applications and load the data into our applications. Okay. So what I said to you earlier, what is our architecture? Client interacts with MVC app, and MVC app is loading the data from. This is a general scenario, but problem is database access is not given to you. We don't have a database access. If you don't have an database access, then what will they do? They'll provide you an API now. Okay, so the architecture will be like this: client talking with MVC application, talking with web API, talking with database. Array, database and table are present for us right now. Yes or not? Now what I'm doing, I'm building an API for performing all the CRUD operations on the database. Now next, I'll build a MVC app and call the API and do the CRUD operations. Means I will not write any database code in my MVC application. Did you catch my point or not? I will not write any database coding, no ADO.NET, no entity framework, or no link here, nothing. Straight away. So here you'll have what entity framework or link queue or ADO.NET, that code will be present in the API. Are you getting me? So you'll have a doubt here. Sir, why don't we have access to database? If it is your database, you'll access here. If it is a third-party database, will they give access to you? Last day I said you that example also. Bank database I wanted. They'll give access to you. They don't give. What will they give? They give APIs. And tell you talk with the API. API will get the required information and give to you. So I won't give access to my database. I'll give only API. API will expose only what is required for you. It won't expose all the data. What do you want? That only is exposed to you. So already database and tables are ready now. Now let us build the API. Let us build the API. Are you getting me or not? Okay, just a minute here. I'll build it. But let me change this and show you. What did I say? Even without writing this get and post, you can fulfill it by writing the method name as get next, post next, put and delete. Guys, have a look whether it works or not. I did not write the HTTP verbs now. API / test. Got it? Got it or not? Yeah, just getting all the data as it is now. Okay. So I just wanted to perform a post. I want to perform a post here. Just a minute. First, we'll go with a get. I want to now perform a post. Go with post and add a value. Blank. Set. Again, get. Working, see. Working. So your method names can be given as get, post, put, delete, or otherwise give your own names and use the verbs on the top, HTTP verbs on the top. Okay, now? And did you understand from body, all of you? If I don't say from body, what is the default? From, guys, when you're typing here, it'll show you. From URI. From URI means from the address bar. From the address bar, it will take you. But I am not giving the value in the address bar. I'm giving in the body. See, I did not write from body here. Why? ID comes through address bar only. Here also, ID comes through address bar, but color comes through body. Well, guys, I want to develop another API to get the data from some table. We have a customer table in the database now. Have it? Yeah. I just have a customer table here. One day we created the table. Remember, guys. Select star from customer. Yeah, we already have the table with 15 records in the table already. Okay, once we created this particular table and worked. So we just have a customer table. Yeah. When we are learning about caching, we created this table. Okay, now I want to build an API. I want to build an API to perform CRUD operations on the customer. To perform CRUD operations on the customer table. So in the API, we are going to write all the database coding now. How did you write in MVC? Same style only. How did you write the code in MVC? Now also it is the same style. Okay, come on guys, have a look. And to work with this, I want to use entity framework. I want to use, come on, models, add, new item, data, ADO.NET, entity data model, give some name. From database, new connection, server, SA, one, two, three, MVC DB. Okay. Yes. Which table? Customer table, finish. Okay. Yeah, some of you are getting this particular problem, right? Not recognizing this. Yeah, all of you online and offline, some of the students, it's not recognizing your entities. Yeah. And all this problem is coming after updating the studio. Okay. Well, all of you, already some of the students have been complaining about it. When I select the tables, I'm getting the error at the model classes. I'm getting the error when I use the model classes. The model classes are not generating. The model classes are not generating. Maybe there's a possible problem with an update. After updating to the latest version, this problem started actually. So just performed a rollback. I just performed a rollback. Once we'll see after a rollback, this has to work because I read somewhere online is all in the new version. There's a problem. Just go for a rollback. I went for a rollback. Let us see whether if this problem is going to be resolved. Okay. Let it do that. Let it do that. You know how to configure the entity data model. Meanwhile, let us go through the code. Let us go through the code. You know this code also. You've written this code earlier number of times. Once it is completed, we will build up the class. Yeah. We are importing the model namespace. Okay. Context class instance. Get. You know this. dc.customers.list. What is the difference between earlier methods and now? You know, earlier we used to write like this: public view result something get customers something get customers. Okay, now afterwards you used to write return view dc dot, or otherwise just a minute, where customers is equals to dc dot customers dot to list, and you say return view customers. Observe guys, what you're doing earlier is you are capturing the results and sending it to the view now. But when you come to API, directly returning the result only. You're not returning in API. View. That's what I said to you the Saturday. What I said to you, a web MVC application returns a view, but web API returns data. It doesn't return a view. What it returns you? Data. Are you getting me? So this is a action method in your MVC application, and this is an action method in our web API. Hope you guys are clear. Okay. Remove. Next. You know this get off. Find. You're calling find off and passing the ID now. Next. Post. What are you passing? Customer. You're passing a customer data here. Okay. And guys, observe this one. Observe this one. Try. What are you writing? Just a minute. Return type C. We did not use this action result. I said you, I'll teach you about this later. Right, we talked about view results, partial view results and all. I said you will talk about this in the later classes. Hold on, I said. And now I'm teaching you. What is it? Response message. I'm returning HTTP response message as a result. What are you doing, Z? By default status is false, na? So we are setting it true. Next. Add. Next. Created. Created means 201. 201 status code indicates it is created. It is created. 200 is successful execution. 201 is created. Means the record is inserted. Insert means create only for us now. Some writing created. No, some error came. When error came, see what I'm writing? Throw new response exception. What is that? Internal server error. There is some error on the code. Yeah, there is a server error now. I'm not able to complete this task here. Now come to post. For post also, what are you passing? Customer. Watch. First, you're calling find. You're given a wrong customer ID. The customer ID is wrong. When the customer ID is wrong, the record is not existing, right? See the code? OPG is null. Select operation failed. What I'm writing? No energy to anyone here. From morning 3 calls I'm teaching. I'm shouting, but you're lazy. You're not opening the mouth also. Come on. HTTP response message. What is that? Not found. The record is not existing. Your customer ID is wrong. Your customer ID is wrong. So the record is not found now. Otherwise, assigning the old values with the new values and writing entry status modified. Next, save changes, return. Okay. We have a status code for insert created, but we don't have any status code for update here. That's what I'm writing is okay. Are you clear? Okay. Otherwise, internal server error. Come on, delete. Again, in delete also. What are you doing? See? Finding. Next. Check. Not found. It is not found. I'm telling you, not found. Otherwise, setting the status as false. Next. Entry state is modified. Next. Save changes. Okay. For delete also, we don't have any specific status code. That's your writing okay. Means you get okay success code means completed. But for insert, it will give you 201 success code. 201 means created. Here, what you get is 201. If any error comes, 500 will come. What is 500? Server error. 400 series is all client error. 500 series is all server error. So if the operation failed means that's not a client error, that is a server error. So I'm writing it as new HTTP response. See, all these methods, observe the return types. The return types are not returning any views. They're returning only data or some message. Here, a response message. For all these three, you're returning a response message only. And when you come to here we're returning a list of customers, and here we're returning a single customer. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. So this is all how you are going to write the action methods. The action methods basically returns you what? Data, but not any views. Is that clear? Okay. Let me tell you. So write this code, guys. Once after writing the code, you can test your API from Postman if you want. You can test your API from Postman. I'll show you how to test it. We'll do it. We'll just do it. Next, I want to consume it. I want to consume the API. One way I want to consume the API to perform CRUD operations. Means I want to build an MVC view. I want to build an MVC view. And there I want to do all my CRUD operations, selecting, inserting, updating, and deleting all the things. Okay. I will tell you a new thing here, new concept here. SPA. Single page applications. SPA stands for single page applications. Till now, we have built applications like multi-pages. What are they? Display customers, one page. Display customer, separate page. Add customer, separate page. Update customer, separate page. Delete customer, separate page. Like this, we created separate views for now. There is a multi-page application. But tomorrow, sometimes clients can ask you SPA application, single page applications. Everything should be on the same only. One page only, they're only selecting, inserting, updating, deleting. Everything should be on the same. If you want to do that, you can do by using jQuery Ajax. You can do that by using the jQuery Ajax. With the help of jQuery Ajax, you can build a SPA application now. Are you getting my point or not? First, we'll see that only. First, we'll see like how you use a jQuery Ajax and call it. So no page submission will be there here. The page will open. We will do all the operations there only, but the page won't be submitted. Nothing but every operation will be performed. Did you catch my point or not? And all calls are behind the screen using jQuery, asynchronous calls only. Clearer? Sometimes client can ask you, no, I want a regular style application, a regular MVC application. Display customers, view button, edit button, delete button. View should open me a separate page. Edit should open me a separate page. Delete should open me a separate page. Then we call from MVC expressly. Both are MVC only. In first case, we will use jQuery and call. In the second case, we write C# code and call. Did you understand me or not? In the first case, we use jQuery and call. In the second case, we use C#. Means in the first case, no C# code will be there. All code is jQuery. In the second case, jQuery won't be there. All code is C#. Okay. Both the two styles I'll show you. Because how will they ask you? I can't tell you. That's why I'm showing you how to call by using jQuery also and how to call by using C# also. We'll see two different applications. One is jQuery and one is from C#. Still not done. Taking a lot of time. Well, I'm just configuring the project again with NT framework. Yeah, the version issue only. She generated. Okay, whoever came out with this particular problem, just revert back to the old version. Okay, there is a problem in the latest version of the Visual Studio. It is not generating the model classes. Revert back. Maybe in the next version again, Microsoft will fix this particular problem. In the next update, we will get an update for the appropriate. It's a version issue. Okay, fine. What next? Let's add a controller now. What controller? API controller. What do you want is a API controller. Right click, add controller. Web API, Web API controller. Give a name for that. Okay, customer controller. Import the model namespace using Web API service dot models. Create the context class instance. MVC DB entities. Two classes generated. Okay. 2 times created. So it has given the name as MVC DB entities 1. Okay, no issues. Now, the rest of the code, what I already explained you. Get method, post method, put method, and delete method, all. Okay, run. API / customer. All the data from the table. Okay, go to Postman. Come on, try from here also. Customer. JSON format. Changing up to JSON here. Okay, I'm just getting the data output in the JSON format, and here see, if I say /ID 105, it's getting the data of the 105 customer. Are you clear? So whatever customer ID I give, it is going to get the data of that particular customer. I want to perform a post operation. I want to perform a post operation. What you'll do, go to body, change to raw, change to JSON. And now you're required to provide the information in a JSON format. Are you clear? The information should be in the JSON format. How? I copied the code below, guys. I copied the code below, pasted it here. Okay. 116. Some name. Balance. Giving the balance as 30,000. Hyderabad and true. All the values. Okay. Click on send. When you click on the send, created. Got it? Watch. Go to SQL server. Earlier we have 15 records, right? Check it out. The last record is 15th record. You got the 16th record. Yes or not? We got the 16th record back in this particular place. I want to update something here. I want to update some record. Some record I want to update. I want to update this record 110. Suresh record is there. No? I want to make the balance as 45,000. 45,000. Come here. Put the request as put request. It is a put request now. Okay. And click on the send button. 200. Okay. Which record you modified? 110. Correct? 110. So 110. Current balance is 42,700. And again, just say 45,000. Okay. I want to delete this record. Which one? 107. Go to delete /107 is the record what I just wanted to delete. Okay. So send 200. Okay. Are you clear? You tested your API now. So we created one API to interact with a database. And also I shown you how to test it. Open Postman, change the request types, and you can test all your operations. We are just testing the API working or not. That's all. Are you getting me? So what is the next step? Calling it from a MVC application. We'll see that in the tomorrow session. We'll see how to call it from an MVC application and perform the CRUD operations. Okay.